We are now in a private session and we are in a transition for passing of the draft resolution 0410 AIGA S12020 01 RES. This draft resolution has been proposed by all the delegates of the AI General Assembly who have been present in the whole session for in this year. And before moving on, we would be sharing the draft resolution to the president so that we get ahead with the discussion. The discussion shall be held only for 5 minutes so as to enable passing on of the resolution. Whereas it is requested that the preambulatory clauses of the resolution are actually completed. The preambulatory clauses have not been completed by the authors. So, meanwhile, the discussion is happening. Please complete the preambulatory clauses. We will discuss the preambulatory resolutions thereafter. So, as a session consultant, I have a question for the word multi-stakeholderism. I would like to know who proposed it and why should we have this word. Please respond, delegates. We need to get this discussed and done. The resolutions need to be discussed. That's right, please.
Yes, I propose that. So, multi-stakeholderism in the sense that we to expand the community that deals with parameters of regulating AI systems. It should not be only like the policymakers. It is our NGOs, our independent committees, our even our public opinions, our individuals should be involved in such a discussion so that we have an opinion which is more transparent and accountable to all.
Okay, since it is a resolution, it actually has to give a message. Therefore, it is reasonable. Uh, Question on statement number one, clause number one. You can say Article 1 or Clause 1. Calls for a change in governance structure and promotes a top-down approach. This statement is very generic, does not seem to be in tone with the agendas of the AI General Assembly. Therefore, it is doubtful whether this must be included. However, I have a question to the author who has actually contributed. So please come up and tell me why it should be added. Clause 2 retains. Clause 1. Yeah. Come up, please. The person who has written this. The author has to come who has contributed for the first clause. The reason why I'm not accepting this is the simple reason that when you write top-down approach, it's actually unclear as to what are you proposing. Governance structure and what? Are you proposing for international organizations? Are you proposing for countries? Are you saying, okay, if you're saying top-down approach, um, we don't have any issues with the top-down approach. But then when we use generic terms like human rights and principle, it doesn't serve the purpose because the resolution also has to be specific. See, report can be as much broad, okay? A resolution has to be specific. Like see clause 2. It is actually very specific. Um, Clause 7, very specific. Clause 8, 9, very specific. Clause 10, not specific. Clause 11, very specific, but actually having some mistakes grammatically. Uh, Clause 3, very not specific. So I need responses or need comments because if this is not specific, you can take a suggestion from me if you make to make it. Even this one, because this is a very generic term. See, I'll tell you why. Yes. Yeah. Yes, Sumant. Yeah.
Yes. Did you mention clause 10? Like.
Yes, clause 10 is very generic. It's not specific. Yes.
Okay.
These require amendments because they are not usable. Please do it as soon as possible. Tell me. I can type it for you. I can make changes, but tell me what to do about it. Rest of
Uh,
the I don't find any issues. We can just fix it. Our issues
like
about that. Yeah.
we have to look at the laws which are at in this place, like the regulation. Like we have to look at GDPR laws, like existing laws which already exist in the AI. So in order to like build a better structure, we have to look at the current laws and how do we build upon those laws. That's what I'm trying to say by this.
This is not the job of a resolution. This is the job of a report to suggest. Because a resolution actually focuses on action
Okay.
and target, not on suggestions in that sense. I'll tell you why. When you give suggestions here, you are suggesting for action and target based approach. When you're talking about a report, when you're researching on a report, when you're
Right.
working on a report, you are then going broad. It's pretty obvious that regulation should be further looked in the origin of existing laws. That is something pretty obvious in the history of law, legal history, which is good. People do it. There's no issue with that.
Right.
So I don't find any predicated understanding and assessment basis of also because the quality of discussion we had, I did not expect the clause number 10 to be inserted. Number one, I don't agree because
Okay.
our
Okay.
top-down approach, I will explain why. When you say top-down approach, see, multi-stakeholderism, at least if not defined, is at least a very reflective phrase. So it works out. It shows what we want. But top-down approach is something which is either you're talking about multilateralism or either you're talking about the enforcement machinery in various states. That is not clear. And yes, adding just because it is human rights, don't add a term human rights laws and principles. Utility of the terms human rights have a very significant expertise. See, in reports you can do this because in reports you can go long, right? You will explain things. Here it is not explainable, so that's why it is very broad. Then stressing on the regulations,
Right.
everybody wants
Yes.
transparency. I think you guys should have added some very good points from your own report. I did not know, why did you not even read your report again? I mean, you suggested something on transparency. We discussed so many beautiful points. I hope I'm not being
Okay.
bad here. I hope, but the thing is, I'm not just not to
Yeah.
you, everybody. I mean, you guys really discuss good points here. I mean, maintaining transparency and accountability, everybody wants it. But what next, right? So that's the thing. Uh, the same thing. The third and fourth are contradictory. Fourth is like an oxymoron of the third. No difference. No difference. Right? We know the role of independent organizations. Right? So there is no issue with that. Um, Fifth is okay. Then sixth, stressing on entities to ensure that measures taken while regulating AI systems are diverse and have an inclusionary nature. This is fine. Okay, this is fine. Calls for research groups. This is fine. Eighth, fine. Ninth, also fine. I can change the language to make it reasonable. What you try to say, all of you. 11, also fine. So tell me, what should I do? Should I amend it and suggest you something and then you can agree with it, or what should I do? Tell me, all of you. Amend it. So if you're saying governance structure issues, okay, instead of having this, you had discussed four agendas, right? Okay, 1 minute. I tell you what have you discussed. I can actually add some clauses to This is a better term because this is very specific. And I think you might agree because statutory bodies like statutory bodies and multilateral bodies have a very important role. Right? Cosmopolitan. The second one, uh, instead of transparency and accountability measures, which is a very common, I suggest this is on the basis of what we discussed today and in the past 3 days. Then number four, instead of this, when you see up and down, it is a bit clear. Yeah, it's connecting. Be connected. Great. Sorry. Now it is fine. Now it is fine. No network issue now. My internet went berserk. So we'll leave that. I think we should leave that. So I'm sharing the slide again. This one. So these were the changes. Okay, the third one. This done. Now here, uh, I was instead why we should not add a clause on AI ethics boards. Okay, so this is clause 4. We will fix this. Regulation further. Regulation further looked into the origin. I have disagreements. I don't think it will be reasonable, but I believe that something else can be added. Uh, I did not say sports. No worries, I did not say sports. I say the last one, origin of existing laws and how they have originated. I don't think so. It is reasonable. It is a part. It can be a part of a report. It cannot purpose the help. Uh, so yes. So this is the current draft, which is now being recommended. Rest of which I'm making changes only on the grammar. Okay, so this is done. This is corrected. Regulations for the stress. Just 1 minute. Okay, so many people were not able to join. Okay, fine. Just scope limitation to compatibility. Okay. The last one I think is left, right? Regulation further looked into account. Done. So, okay. Yes, very good. Now you are putting something. Very good. That is what the thing I was saying from the very beginning that make these points. That's what it should be. Very good. Proud of you. Really proud of you. I mean, that's the thing you should do, right? Nice. Just check the grammar because now you have to uh, present it at 5:20. It's rather better notes because no, this is for a report. This is for a report. Feedback loop which includes human input. It's specific, but not for an integral policy aspect. Understand this. This is not actually that. So it is related to one particular specific set. It is actually academic, not policy centered. That's why I would request not to do it. Uh, this is fine. This just needs some better wording. This one, policies must ensure. This is fine. This is fine. This is perfect. This is also a better word. Great. Hmm. When you're done, let me know. Just you have just 2 minutes because nothing else is left here. So let us get it done. I think it's going wonderful. Uh, okay, and now on this, I was thinking about something else. Now the problem is you are saying positive biases in AI. It can be explained through report. It is not within the domain of policy. Why? No, but no country will accept for positive biases. That's why positive biases. See, this is not a dialectical thing. Okay, you don't include biases in your bias to do it. What you do is you actually play with the biases and reduce them. Right. So you can't eliminate the biases absolutely. That's why I believe it would not be appropriate to have it. It would be just a negative emphasis or of something which is unreasonable. Right. That's why I believe it would not be reasonable. It can be in a report. You can have it in a report, not in a resolution. Unfortunately. Okay, I'm so sorry. We can't have this. Then, so is it done? If we are done, then we can just go ahead with this. Yes. Good. You say information propaganda, information warfare. That's it. It contains everything: misinformation, fake news, anti-social views, everything. Okay, it will help you in that way. Promote national interests, and yeah. Okay, a better legal word will be this: in the application of, in the application of, in the social, constitutional, um, in the social, constitutional, administrative, and
Sir, I have a
strategic.
counterpoint to offer.
Please.
So if Splinternet is promoted across the globe, in fact, what we're doing is we're assigning particular jurisdictions to their own separate internet. So if the government has an excessive amount of control over it, wouldn't it lead to like more of false information and more of government propaganda?
Okay, so there's a book by Simon and Holt. I will tell you once we pass this. So, okay, but we need to do it. So, Simon and Holt in this book wrote, and actually it's true also. You check all the propaganda campaigns happening all across the world. Okay, they only have a national limit. Okay, for example, everybody tries to internationalize Palestine and Kashmir. It used to happen 20 years before. Why? Because 20 years before, there were socialist governments. Okay, a lot of socialist governments. Even Israel was a socialist government. The majority party of Israel, which the Jewish issue, they were socialists. Now they are right wing. Most of them are conservative. Okay, so why is it not happening now? Why internationalizing doesn't work? Because national level propagandas work. In India, you can make propaganda of the issue. Like, I don't wish to name what the issues are. Okay, whether it is anything. But if you think that the way Indian people are sensitized, can you expect the Americans to be sensitized like that? Or, for example, Donald Trump is not okay. The president is not well, but it is propaganda and information warfare happens that okay, uh, the in the U.S. President Donald Trump must not live. There are some people who are making propaganda about it. Will Indians care about it much? We can't
I
say.
I think they'd have a more objective view to it than an emotional one.
It depends. I'm saying it depends. There are many views actually. So within the Republican Party, it's diverse. Within the Democratic Party, it is also diverse. I can tell you many examples. I myself research on politics, and I can tell you many examples. But propaganda at a national level works. That's what worked in Nazi Germany. That's what worked in UK. That's what worked everywhere. Doesn't matter if it works at an international level. It can only work when political subversion happens. There's a very interesting work by Yuri Bezmenov. He was a former KGB spy in the Soviet Union. Do watch a video. He gives a very good lecture to journalists and common people. In that, he explains political subversion, how the Soviets used to politically subvert the American people using New York Times, Washington Post. It actually is a fact. It's not a fake news, it is a fact. So, what we can say is emphasizes that the splinternet is neither discouraged nor promoted, but appropriately regularized.
It's this sounds better.
Yeah, it sounds better and diplomatic. Yeah. Topics of presentation. Okay. Then let's do it faster. So everybody, you are done with writing, right? This one. If you're done, then let us. Okay. Okay. Let's do it then. So the voting procedure this time is different, guys. Now you don't have to vote on Google Meet. You will be voting on Google, and I will be recording your votes. Okay. So how does this work? I am going to share this link, and then we will start the voting process. The link has been shared. So do not vote right now. Do not vote right now. Please. Now here, you have actually nobody has done this part. It had to be done. Recalling the principles of the AI General Assembly, respecting the principles of international human rights law, then say international law and international law and human rights. You can do in this way. Uh, Sir, would you like to give, Mr. President, would you like to give any preamble to this?
No, not with full justice. I don't think. I would just leave it for you guys to help me out today.
Okay, okay, so we'll get it done faster. Then let us take from what your ideas are. So, what do you want to do, for example, right? Like, okay, but a request. If you're here, please just convert this. Please do it for me. Make it italic. Do the first word italic. Please do it. You know, it'll be easy. If somebody can do it, yeah, just have to do this. Till we are thinking about it, then affirming that, uh, just 1 minute, affirming that paste without formatting. Let's go. This is a proper resolution, so it should have. Um, we are done. Okay, so you need to do this only. It's simple. Okay, what was the second agenda? It was legal and political repetitions. Yes. Yeah. You're done with this. Yeah. Then we just do it one more time. Yeah. This is a proper resolution now because now we have everything that we wanted, everything that we did in this assembly, and this actually makes the purpose of the assembly reasonable. So we're just done with this. Last one. Finally, it is done. So we are done with the resolution. Thank you for your patience. Let me just have a final check. Okay, let me do it myself. Then it won't take much time. I would request the authors to please make these corrections. Please, if you don't do it, then it will take a lot of time. Please. You just have to make these changes only. Just put the semicolons there and all that, and then we should go ahead with the resolution. So it's already taking time. So, okay, done. So we are done with this. Shall now go ahead and I really like this one actually. So delegates, is it fine now? Shall we go ahead with the vote? Tell me. Yes. So please check the link above. Okay, okay, okay. Please check the link above. Vote it right now. Now vote. Everybody just vote. Everybody has to vote. Please. Everybody has to vote. I have not seen people voting. Please, everybody has to vote. Okay. Okay, how many participants were there? Just 1 minute. Okay, one. Okay, 12. So one, two, three, and four. Okay, fine. Okay. So I would be very happy to show the screen now. The motion to pass the draft resolution 0410 AIG S12020001 RES 2020 successfully goes ahead. The draft resolution is now adopted. Congratulations to all the delegates of AI General Assembly. The resolution has been adopted. It's a matter of congratulatory congratulations to all. And on behalf of the executive board, we are really elated to announce this. I would like to ask the president for his final remarks and the request to adjourn the session for next year, that is October 2021. Thank you.
Uh, Thank you, Abhi. Thank you, everybody. First of all, special congratulations to Abhi and his team for putting up a wonderful panel, getting all the topics uh, really well discussed, deliberated, and finalized. And hopefully, look forward to everybody doing an excellent job for the next 1 year in researching, trying to see how have we achieved, and ultimately going forward and meeting everybody next year. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We hereby declare that AI General Assembly Session 1 has now been adjourned. Signed die. If the delegates or the executive would require, then with a special notice, a special session or an emergency session can be constituted within the rules of the Charter of the AI General Assembly. Thank you so much. I would request the delegates to stay for 1 minute and then we can leave. Thank you.